Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this video. And in this video guys, we're going to learn how to use C function arguments or parameters inside our function. So from the previous tutorial, we have learned how to define and declare our function inside our C program. And of course, we have learned how to use the basic syntax to create a function and implemented a simple function that could add two numbers. Okay? So as I've said guys, in this video, we're going to focus on the function arguments or function parameters. So while calling a function, the arguments can be passed to a function in two ways. So there are two ways on how we could pass the parameters or the arguments into the function. So the first one will be call by value, and the second one is call by reference. Okay, so in call by value way, the actual parameter is passed to a function, and then new memory area created for that particular passed parameters, and then it can be used only within that function. And the actual parameters cannot be modified in the call by value way of passing the argument into our function. While call by reference, so instead of copying a variable, an address is passed to a function as parameter, and then we could use the address operator, which is the ampersand symbol. I know you're already familiar with this. So address operator is used in the parameter of the called function, and of course the changes in the function reflect the change of the original values. So we could understand this better if we try to implement our function by creating a simple project or simple application that could demonstrate the call by value or call by reference. So first, let's try to create a program that would pass the argument as, or it could call by value. So the first thing that we're going to need is, of course, to it's actually the same with the program, or I mean function that we have created from the previous tutorial, but the difference is that in this particular video we're going to use parameter or argument. So the first variable that we're going to declare here is the answer. So the type is int, and then we have the variable um, name num1, so the value is 5, and then int num2, and then the value is 10. Okay, and of course guys, we could declare the function. So for example, we could um, create the function right after this closing curly brace of our main function. So the first thing, of course, is the return type, and in this case int, and then the name of our function, which is addition, and we could say here int a and int b. Basically it means that this particular function could accept two parameter, int b and int a. Okay, and then in here we could return the value or the total value of these two parameters, so a plus b. Okay, and of course guys, we could declare the function right here. So we could add the function declaration here, function declaration. So you could say here int addition, and then this particular function is gonna take two parameters, int num1 and int num2. So as you can see here guys, this is only the function declaration. Okay, and this is the function definition. Function definition. Again, this is function declaration, and function definition. So now we could try to call our function by value. So for example, we could say here answer, and then equals addition, which is the method or the function that we have created here, and then we could pass along the values of num1 and num2. Okay, so let me explain this first for you so it would be clearer for you. So we have here the parameter num1, num2. As I've said, in call by value, the actual parameters cannot be modified because num1 and num2 is, it won't change um, even if we change the parameters here, the int a and b. So the value of num1 and num2 would not change even if we try to modify this int a and b inside our addition function. So the actual parameter is passed to a function, and then new memory will be created for our parameters int a and int b. Okay, and of course we could display here the result. So printf, and then of course the statement, the addition, or we could say the total of two numbers is, and then the format specifier %d, and then the variable answer. Okay, and then we could clean and build our application, or build and run, and it should display the output something like this. The total of two numbers is 15. Okay, so you get the point. This is the calling of function by value. Okay, now if we want to try to call a function by reference, as I've said, we're going to use the ampersand symbol. So ampersand symbol, or it is the address operator, and we're going to use that in our parameter of the called function. So let's try to implement a function that could call by reference, and you should see by now how the call by reference and call by value is different. So the same thing, we're going to declare the method here. The return type is int, and then the name is addition, and then it's going to take two parameters with type int. Okay, and then we could also use this int answer, and then the same value, for example. And now guys, instead of just using this num1 and num2, we could add the address operator, the ampersand symbol, or the address operator in C programming. So basically guys, we're sending, or we're passing the address of this particular variable into our function. So whenever we change this value inside our function, it's going to reflect the value of our num1 and num2. Okay, so um, we have here the ampersand or address operator, and then we call the function right here, and then display the answer. And of course, we need to add the asterisk symbol for this variable here, or the argument, and then um, one for the other variable b. So this means that it is the operator that is used as a pointer to a variable. So it's going to point the address to that particular value of num1 or num2. So of course we need to add this also here, and of course for our variable num2. Okay, and then as I've said, if we want to change the value of num2 here inside our function, we could do that, and it's going to reflect the changes of this num2 and num1 variable. Okay, and then of course we could still use the asterisk symbol here, and let's try to run our program for now. So build and run, and it's going to answer, or it's going to the output this way. The total of two numbers is 15. Okay, So let's try to modify the num1 and num2. Okay. For example, inside this particular function, we're going to change the value of our variable a. So instead of 5, it's going to like maybe 6. Okay. So we could do that by using this particular um, variable argument. We could add here the um, variable a, and then we could say 6, then semicolon at the end, and we could try to display the value of our a. So the value of a, and then percent %d, and it should, the variable a correspond to the variable num1, right? So we could copy and paste this. So notice that num1 equals to 5 here, okay? So let's see what's the output of this. So build and run our program. So as you can see, we have here the output. The total of two numbers is 16, and the value of a is 6. But as you can see here, a corresponds to the num1, right? Num1. So we have here num1 equals to 5. And then we change the value of num1 by using the reference of variable a, and then we set it to 6. That's why we're getting 6 here, and then the total of our addition is 6. Okay, so I think that's all there is to it, guys, for this tutorial. And if you have questions, please let me know in the comment section below. And again, guys, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.